Hi guys. Hi guys, welcome to my live stream. Thought I'd just jump on for like 15-20 minutes or so. So I'm actually broadcasting on YouTube and Instagram at the same time. So for you guys that are on YouTube, then you can see my screen. And for you guys that are like just on Instagram, then you guys can only see my face. So if you want like a better viewing experience or whatever, and just to see what's on my screen, then probably better to jump on YouTube as well. So yeah. Cool. Yeah. So I thought I'd just have a live stream just to like talk with whoever wants to ask any questions, or if anyone just wants to discuss random topics. And yeah, I thought we could discuss that. So it's all good. I had a bit of time on my hands, so why not? So yeah. Wonder if the YouTube people can see me. Yep. So I think that's working. So what about you guys on Instagram? Can you hear me or? Yep. Any notification if you guys can hear me. So I'm just going to assume you guys can hear me, so that's fine. So that's all good. As you can see, I'm trying to get the whole studio setup going on, but I've got some lights in the back there, but it's kind of hard to kind of set that up properly. So, but that's all right. Let's see. Cool. So how's the market been lately? Let's have a look. NZX50 index. Hope everyone is doing well out there. So the market, so the market was kind of downtrending for a while, but as you can see on the NZX50 index, you can see that there's a bit of a shift in momentum to the upside. So hopefully if we can continue that shift to the upside, then what we can get is we can get some nice stocks starting to break out and starting to continue higher. So because that's what we're looking for in the market. So all we're looking for is just continuation. Like the thing is, like a lot of people make the mistake of going into stocks that are downtrending, saying, oh yeah, buying the dip. And the whole problem with buying the dip is that the stock can keep dipping, it can keep going down. There's no reason that it has to come up again. So it's really important that we trade with the market cycle. So if the market, like the overall NZX market is showing an uptrend, that means that stocks in New Zealand are also going to go up too, because it means that there's institutional buying, investors are buying, and there's not that many sellers selling. And that's a good thing about the NZ market as well, is that people don't sell. Like people do sell, but there's hardly any selling. Most of the people in the NZX or in the NZ market are basically investors. So they buy, they hold, and they usually hold for a long period of time. What happens if we can actually take advantage when investors, all these people start to rush into a stock all at the same time? Some people don't care what price they get it at. They might get it at a higher price, and they don't care because they're going to hold it for like a year, 2 years, 3 years. And that for me personally is just like a huge opportunity cost, because you could be using the capital to be going in and out of stocks. So for example, I'll just talk about one stock that's happened recently, which is the warehouse stock. So here we saw an earnings announcement. What we saw was sort of a gap up. So stocks that usually have like less liquidity on market depth, just see if I can bring up the market depth. So stocks that usually have less liquidity on market depth have a higher chance of gapping up like this. So a gap up simply means that the stock has finished, let's say over here at 364, but the next day it actually opens at 375. So basically it's opened higher than it's previously closed. And that just means that that the stock is a little bit illiquid, so it's quite easy for it to go up, it's quite easy for it to go down. It's good to trade stocks like these that have like you could chuck a little bit of money behind them. You can't chuck like 50 or 80k or whatever behind them, because simply that something like Kathmandu, something like Air New Zealand, they have really tight spreads, they have a lot of liquidity on market depth. that's where you can chuck a lot of money behind. And that's what I like to do. Like, for me, I don't like using, you know, small positions anymore because I'm past that stage. So I've been through all the ups and downs of trading, and basically you can, over time, you start to get used to using a larger amount of capital to trade. You get more comfortable because it's also important that you're comfortable with your trading size. So if you're starting from like $1,000, then, you know, do a few trades with 1,000, get consistent. You know, if you use $1,000, you made like what, 10% on it, 1,100, or then you made another 10% or another 7%, and after a few months you would have made like 1,500 or something. And if you feel like you're gaining some good consistency, then I don't know, maybe try and like source some capital from somewhere. This could be from like your family, this could be from your friends. You could form a little trading group. Everyone just chip in like, you know, $3,000 or something into one trading account and start making gains from there. And there's a whole different way to do things. So yeah. Cool. So does anyone have any questions, or anyone want to like pop any stocks out at me? Or yeah, I'm not sure if anyone else like trades in the NZ market. Like you know, for me, like I understand investing, but I also understand you know, stocks as well. Also the housing market, like if you do have like 50 grand or 100 grand or something, it's like you guys are probably thinking, does it make sense for a person to be saving up to buy a house, or does it make sense to keep that capital on the side and just continue trading with it? So this can be like a debate amongst people. They're probably like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm gonna stick into a house, it's much safer, you know, returns and all that type of stuff. So I don't know what the, you know, house prices are too high these days. Like, it's just impossible to even buy a house, especially for people that you know, with lower incomes and less savings. Like, it's probably hard to even find a house for like 500k anymore. Like a decent house for 500k, you're gonna have probably a harder time trying to find a house for 500k. So for that, even like with the new housing legislation and stuff that's come out, like investors need like 40% deposit. They can't even claim interest back, and so basically that makes it a lot more harder for people to realize returns in the housing market. Because if you're putting like so in order to do like housing calculations, basically you need to see how much capital you're putting into housing. So let's say it's like $1 million home, and you'll need like a 40% deposit on that. So you basically have to put down your own 400k, and then you kind of work out how much your rental income is going to be from that. Let's say your rental income is like what, 40k from it, and then basically minus off all your property taxes, and then you get that return. So that return can sometimes be like you know, 5-6% per year. So for me, the logic behind me trading, you know, I have a bit of capital, and no, I don't put into housing. I just kind of trade and get back into cash, because I personally feel that it's much more safer. Like you basically have no opportunity cost. When you tie it up into a property, it's there, it's tied up. You can't use that capital anymore. You can do like a home loan, like redraw and all that, but I mean, like with housing and stuff, it's passive sort of income if you're trying to look for renters and stuff. But yeah. But anyways, yeah, like for me, personally, I like the stock market and get in and out. So yeah, cool. All right, finally some questions. All right. So, hey man, if you haven't done so already, do you ever consider taking some of your day trading earnings, invest long term in, say, a growth stock, or maybe a US stock, maybe through Hatch? So for me, like, I had thought of long-term investing. I'm kind of like I'm stuck between like a short-term trader and quite an aggressive trader. I kind of know when to get aggressive, and I am willing to put more risk on the table, because from experience, I know that this stock has a very high probability chance of working. It's going to the upside. I'm going to give it some wiggle room. I'm going to risk $2,000 or $3,000 this time, even though normally I risk about like $600-700, because I know that I can potentially make, by risking 3 or 5 grand, I can make like 20 grand from it. So that's why you see a lot of my trades, they're different amounts. Like sometimes I use 20k, sometimes I use 15k, sometimes I use 50k, 100k. Like it just depends. Like how confident am I on the stock? Does everything make sense to me? Like if everything's ticking the boxes and I'm feeling quite confident and I'm feeling, you know, and my emotions aren't shaking, I've got to make sure that I'm not like shaking, or I'm not, you know, getting real emotional and stuck in that much money behind a stock, because you shouldn't be getting emotional if you know exactly what's going to happen. Like, not, you never know for sure in the stock market what's going to happen, but all you can do basically is manage your risk. And when I say manage your risk, you got to make sure that you have a plan for every single trade, and that you're able to cut your losses. Okay, so invest in long term in a growth stock or maybe US stock. Yeah, I have thought of it, but right now I'm not at that. I haven't got that much capital that I can consider even like a long term portfolio. Like right now, I do have like a little bits here and there, like in crypto, and just stuff that's just little bits. But majority of my money is sitting in cash, waiting for opportunities, because opportunities come, and when they come, you can take advantage, and you can make like, you know, 7-8% in like a week, 2 weeks. You can even make 20%. I mean, just depends on the type of stock you're trading. But yeah, you guys don't have to copy me. That's just my style. And if you want to basically, you know, invest long term as well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, definitely go ahead and do that. It's just my style of, you know, trading. So, all right. So someone's just asked me, how do you get a rich mindset? In order to get a rich mindset, basically, you know, watch a lot of Gary V. You know, Gary V motivates me, and just basically don't complain. Just like get it done. So if you like, if you lose on a trade, if you lose on anything, you're accountable for your own mistakes. I never ever blame anyone for me making a loss or making a mistake, and whatever I do in life, it's all on me. I always blame myself, because the end decision maker is always you. It's always going to be you. And then, as long as you're accountable and you can learn from your mistakes in anything, in trading, and you continue to go ahead and you continue to, you know, just be determined for success. You know that you have in the long term, you're just going to, like for me, I already know I'm going to be successful. Like I have it engraved in my mind. If I'm not, I'll just die trying kind of thing. So it's fine. Like I've committed to this. Like I'm starting to detach myself from money and the stock market, and I'm just looking at the process. So I don't even look at the money side of things anymore. I just know when to get aggressive. And these days I don't get like excited. But when I first started trading, I used to get real excited. I used to get real scared and stuff. But nowadays, like after having a bit of experience, after showing consistency, I know what I need to do. But yeah, rich mindset, just keep pushing yourself, keep challenging yourself. Get off Instagram, get off Facebook, stop watching all that, you know, YouTube and Netflix and all that type of stuff. Like for me, I don't have a Facebook. I don't have anything that distracts me. I don't want to waste like my day looking at people's selfies or, you know, and all that type of stuff, or just silly videos, because every second of your day counts. You got to use it. You only got like one life, so yeah. What about trading ETFs? Is a good idea. Do stock chart patterns apply to ETFs? Yeah, I don't really look into ETFs. I'm more trading like just companies, like growth stocks or any stock that sort of shows momentum. So I'm a momentum-based trader. So I'm always looking for momentum. I'm always looking for stocks that are trending upwards. And the reason why I'm looking for stocks that are trending upwards with volume and momentum is simply because they have a higher likelihood of continuing higher. So if you manage your risk, you can keep going. So yeah, the NZX market has had some good price gains this week for trading. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been some trades out there. Like obviously, you know, we have our, you know, Robert, we've done the course and stuff. So we know the exact setups that we should be looking for. And you know, some are showing and some are not. So especially if you guys are on YouTube and looking in front of me, so the warehouse trade. So basically, you know, there's some momentum to the upside, and here if you would have got stopped out. So even I'm just having a look at this and seeing that on market depth that the buyers and sellers are quite slim. So if a company's had a really good like announcement and the stocks tended to go upwards, sometimes what we are seeing these days is instead of it continuing upwards, we're seeing a slight dip, meaning it's just taking out some of the sellers, and then we're seeing on the second or third or even fourth day, we're seeing it continue higher. So, you know, if we do get stopped out, then we basically just have to go back into the trade again, take a learning lesson, and just, you know, use it for future reference. Oh, my camera's not even on. Shoot. Had this camera set up the whole time on YouTube, but yeah, that's right. as you can see now you guys can see what I'm talking about with the studio setup. You know, I've got the light in the background here. Here, I'm gonna stick a pin to this. Cool. All right. Do you guys have any stocks or even cryptos that you want me to trade? Now, let me just see some questions on this. I haven't even seen any of these Instagram comments and stuff. Oh, I can't even. Someone's just. I can faintly just see someone saying love the cap. So yeah, thanks for that. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's A-frame or whatever, but yeah, I don't even know where I got this cap from. It's got a good shape to it, so it's all good. Fits my head. Yeah. So. Cool. So anyone want to talk about? Oh yeah. So before I go on further, I always have to say this. Simply, you know, like the video. You know, show some love. You know, like the likes on the videos is what gets me, and the viewers is what gets me to do these videos. Because, like, if I'm not getting likes, no one likes watching it. I won't do it. Simple as that. But like, but anyway, I like talking as well. You know, I like getting amongst the community and. Like the whole trading community. Like, it's not even about trading, it's about the mindset. Like, I've seen people of today, like different ages. I've seen 17-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 25 years olds, and they're always doing the same stuff. They're not moving from the normal position. They're working their jobs, they think that's enough. They hit the weekend, they're just mucking around. And you should be using any sort of free time to be working on a side hustle. The side hustle could be anything. It could be anything from like, flipping stuff on TradeMe. It could be like, I'll just name some few ideas right now, just off the top of my head. So you could literally buy something from like, so there's a huge demand for stuff on like TradeMe. Basically, like, people don't want to wait a month, 2 months to receive the item off Alibaba. Just buy a shitload of stuff for Alibaba, keep it in your garage, and just post it on TradeMe, and then just put it for a little bit more, making a profit. But the only thing you have to do is you have to work hard and you have to ship it all out, which is quite annoying, but that's just part of the job. Another thing, you could easily approach cafes and just see, how do you save small business owners, how do you save them money? Just think of ways to save small business people money while you're making money off them as well. So if something is costing a small business, like, for example, I don't know, like $100 per week, and you're charging them like $50 per week for the same thing, then you're making a profit off that, and yeah, so that's all good too. All right, Cardano, everyone should hold for the next 6 months. All right, let's check out. Someone's actually pulled out a stock ticker that we can talk about. Cardano on Binance. Let's have a look. Cardano. All right, so I'm on a daily chart here. It's had a bit of momentum upside here. It's had a volume, it's kind of expanded higher, then it's kind of dipped back down. Showing some lower lows over here, so you'll probably need a break above this level here for it to continue higher. It's probably a good entry to get in. But yeah, like holding any of these cryptocurrencies for the next 5 years is probably a good idea, because Warren Buffett, he invested in like penny stocks, like back in like the 2000, like, invested in Nike, Facebook, all that type of stuff. And look at Warren Buffett now, he's like a billionaire. So if you started allocating capital to a shitload of cryptocurrency coins like right now, and just waited the next 10 years or 15 years, one of these coins are really going to bump, or even a few of them. And you just keep allocating capital to them slowly and build your own sort of crypto portfolio. You can even trade these coins. Like, I haven't figured out, I'll be honest, I haven't figured out like a very strong, like very consistent strategy on crypto just yet, but I am working on it. It's all about finding the correct setups. But you also want to be making sure that you are low maintenance strategies. I always look for low maintenance. No one wants to be sitting in front of a computer all day. Right, anyway, I better answer these questions before. Okay, Tyler, do you take classes? Yeah, I have a course. So I have a course that you guys can take. So if you want to know how to trade stocks the correct way, then definitely just hit me up on Instagram, ask some questions, and see if maybe my course is suited for you or not. My job, if you invest in me, then I invest in you. As simple as that, because I want to make you guys money, and at the same time I want to create this as a business and just create a group of really good traders. I want the best traders to come from New Zealand. You can go from New Zealand market, you can go straight to like the crypto market or the US market. You can trade anything, but you need to get the correct principles, and you need someone to guide you, because for me, I don't really have a guide. Like I had to basically create a mindset where it's harder than you think sticking to the rules, and cutting a loss is even harder than you think. All right, what's wrong with AMP? All right, if anyone asked a question before that, I can't. Yeah, no worries, Tyler. What's wrong with AMP? What's AMP? All right. AMP, I have no idea. I don't even know why you would trade this stock, to be honest. This is something I wouldn't touch. Let's see. It's just had huge, like, first of all, AMP. I don't know why you're trading this. Like, look at the choppy price action. There's no sort of, like, first of all, is there an upwards trend here? Can you identify an upwards trend? Probably not. So obviously, like, I don't know what the hell. The thing is, I don't even look at companies. I don't care what the companies do. Yeah, you shouldn't be trading stocks that are going down. I mean, there was a range forming here, which probably could have gone up from the buying. But if it did go down, then you should have cut your losses right about here. That would have saved you from, about 20% downside. So buying stocks 10% down, if that's your strategy, then that's all good. It's not something I would play, but I don't know what you like. Obviously, people have different mindsets about it. I don't want to downplay any of your guys' strategies and all that. So if you guys, like buying dips, then that's your strategy, then that's all good. Alrighty. How do you trade crypto? Same as the stock. Yeah, so crypto is basically the same as the stock. It moves very fast. Like with the NZX market, I found basically low maintenance strategies. And when I say low maintenance strategies, it just means that you don't have to focus on the charts too much. Like, wait for the setups to come to you, and then you just basically trade it. You manage your risk, you trade it, you set your targets, and all that. How do you trade crypto? Yeah, so how do you trade crypto? Back to that question. Okay. Let's just open up a random crypto. Just trying to think. Do you have any coins you want me to look at? Ethereum. Okay, we'll search Ethereum because someone's asked, do you have any thoughts on Ethereum? All right, ETH, BTC. So I'm only experienced with trading Bitcoin pairs on Binance. I don't really trade anything else. So Ethereum's quite choppy, as you can see. Ethereum BTC. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. So this is the Bitcoin pair of Ethereum. It's kind of choppy, no sort of, if it kind of kept moving up in that sort of direction there, now it's kind of formed that sort of range there, but here what's happened is kind of broke that important sort of support level there, and it's kind of trading and consolidating. I mean, by looking at the chart, I mean, like I said, any sort of cryptocurrency that you hold, you're probably going to do good on because, the crypto market is very young. Like, it's only starting really this year. More people are getting onto it. Bitcoin's been accepted as a payment, and there's so many other little coins that could easily do a lot of good things. Something like this. I've been watching this one. I couldn't catch this one. Well, I don't catch. The thing is, I don't have time to trade these coins. But the thing is, the thing is, I look at them on a daily. I wake up every morning. I just see, okay, what's happening in the crypto market. Look at the top gainers. For starters, you need to get into. So basically, for trading crypto, where was it? Yeah. So David. So basically, trading crypto is quite. First of all, you want to identify the long-term trend. Okay, this one is clearly going up. So if you got in on the break here, it's going up and up and up, and it's just going to see that candle there, and look at that increase in volume. That has a likelihood of continuing higher. If it doesn't continue higher, then you can just cut your loss down here. Like if it does sort of, by managing your risk. Sorry, not the best drawer, but as it started to overextend, then you kind of sell some here, sell some there, sell some here. Ideally, then you see this red candle over here, and that's when you kind of know that the trend is over. And then normally what happens in a stock like this, it'll just go up and retrace about that much of the move, and then it'll start to just go back down. So you don't really know. Trend is uncertain. Okay, Ryman. Okay, I'll quickly, before that Ryman comment, before that Ryman comment disappears, I'll just have a look. So I reckon it's starting a new upcycle, Ryman. Yeah, I had a look at the Ryman Healthcare. Yeah, I mean, Ryman Healthcare is not a stock that I would trade, but it's definitely forming a range. Like you see, there's a range between that sort of, so it's kind of that 16. It's not surpassing that sort of 16 mark here. So that means every time this, so what happens is this is called resistance, and resistance just means that this is a level where sellers are present. And that just means that people that have held down here or even held up here, they're looking to get out at these levels. It means buyers are not strong enough. Buyers are not strong enough to actually get past these levels. So when that level is broken with strong volume, then yeah. So basically they'll so basically then it'll probably start a new sort of, you know, trend higher, then it'll probably trace back and you can see like a trend going like that. But right now it's just kind of in a consolidation phase because it's just going sideways like that. Not something that I trade. Alright, so what else? I practice virtual trading and I feel ready to trade with real capital. Should I start with Sharesies as a new trader still? Asking as I don't like the price delay between TradingView and Sharesies. Right, so TradingView, like with me, I use a NZX subscription, so I pay like I think about like $25 a month, $30. I can't remember. I pay something for NZX data. This is so I can look on my phone and see real, like I want to see basically stocks in real time. Like I don't want to be, you know, what's the point of catching, you know? Well, it depends. Like if you're gonna check at the end of the day to see if any stocks have finished higher and they're looking like they continue to go higher. Then that's all good. But yeah, I just like to see, you know, real-time charts. I always keep my eye on stocks. Like as I'm working, because I have a business as well, you know, I'm making coffees, I'm serving customers stuff, and you know, so the customer just quickly check my phone like that, you know, oh sure, it's jumping, you know, something like that. Then yeah, so always keep your eyes on stocks, and you'll start to basically see. Like the more you look at charts, the more you start to understand how the market works and the emotions behind why a stock price goes up and why does it go down. Like you can see that every time a stock is super extended, it's obvious that if you're in a position where you were down at the bottom, you'll be looking to sell at some point. And if you're thinking like that, then a lot of other people are thinking like that as well. So you've got to be successful in the NZ market, you've got to be smarter than the average new traders that join the market. You're taking advantage of price action. All right. Wave. All right, where are we at? All right. All right, guys, if you haven't already, sorry, I always smile when I say this. Like my channel. Yeah, it means a lot, you know, showing the support to the channel. Lets me keep doing videos like this. So, yeah. So hit that like button on YouTube. There's 18 subscribers. I know you can get more likes than 6. Yeah. All right. Anyways, PL, do you trade options on NZ? How do you even trade options on NZ shares? Like I have looked into options on NZ. There's no such thing. Like if you can show me somewhere where you can trade options on NZ shares, then let me know because I can't find anything like it. Thanks, man. Appreciate the comment. Is PLTR a good move? PLTR. Are you talking about this one here? Cool Joe? I mean Cameron. So if you're talking about the US stock, PLTR. Yeah, Cameron, so if you're talking about this one, then PLTR. Again, it's not something I trade. Yeah, sorry mate, like it's not something I trade, so I can't get my comment on it. I don't know whether you're dip buying, you're buying right at the bottom where support. Like again, I'm like a momentum trader, so I'm not kind of. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. Just got to say that. Yeah. Everything here is my own personal experience, my own personal thoughts, the mindset, practice, hard work, determination, the experience, the watch time on the charts. Buying and selling constantly, you know, this is all the experience that has got me to where I am today to kind of share this knowledge and talk for straight, I don't know how many minutes it's been. Yeah. Do you think there is potential to get on ATM? ATM. All right. So again, not something as like you guys probably already know. Reset chart. Whoops. Remove drawing. I don't trade downtrending stocks. This one is clearly downtrending. Why would you guys want to? I don't get why you guys buy downtrending stocks. Like, it just makes. Well, I guess you want to go for the value component. You're like, oh, this company has the ability to turn around. But from my experience, like, you want to be getting uptrending stocks. Like, I'll show you an example of uptrending stocks. This one was an uptrending stock pre-COVID and also now, like SKO. I mean, look at that. You want to be trading stuff that has a trend intact. This one you can clearly see. So ignoring the whole COVID dip, you can clearly see like a dip. I clearly see like a, it's going upwards, a dip, now it's going back upwards. So you want to be trading stuff like that. And also, PLX, when it delisted or whatever, went to Australia, like they had a really nice uptrend. And what's the other one now? Rack. Even Rack. Look at that. So you want to be trading stuff that has a long. You want to be trading stuff like this. Like, this is what's going to continue higher. At some point, this has a probability of continuing higher. Like, uptrending stocks, but it doesn't always work like that. You've got to manage your risk and you've got to know when to get out, because at the same time, you can get caught in these massive down candles as well. So, but it depends how long you want to hold stocks, and also remember that if you're holding stocks for long, it's also a risk, because anything can happen. Like, a company could just get an announcement, and then the stock could bam just straight down like 20%. So something like this, if you get into this, and then tomorrow they can have an announcement and it could just open up here, and then we'll just have a big down candle. You just don't know with stocks. So, but that's the risk we take, and that's why it's so important that we manage our risk. And in order to manage your risk, you got to know how much you're willing to lose. So if you're like, all right, I put 10 grand in this, I'm willing to lose, max. I reckon, if it did fall, it'll probably fall about 20%, and which is very rare, but these things do happen, and you got to be able to afford to lose 2,000. So you got to be trading with like money that you can afford to lose, because at the end of the day, you're not going to make money without risking money. Without risk, you're not going to get anywhere. That's why people work jobs 9 to 5, because they're comfortable. They don't want to take any stress. They want to keep growing in the direction of the job because they're too afraid to take risk and start their own business or start something else, or they're just comfortable where they are. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but like, being young, or even me, I'm like 28, like, take a risk, just do something that the average person isn't doing, because you only live one life and you just want to, Whoops. Okay. What broker do you use for NZ shares? Yeah, so back to ATM. No, I wouldn't trade ATM. Sorry, I already answered that. August, brother. What broker do you use for shares? I use direct broking, and the reason I use direct broking is because it's user friendly. It's something I've used for a long time. I'm quite comfortable with, and they are pretty fast. Like, not all the time, but if they're not, then I'll just give them a call. But if you've got like an account size under 10 grand, then definitely use Sharesies, because fees play a huge factor as well. Because fees cut into your profits. So if you're making like $300-400 off a trade, just remember that fees are gonna be cut from your trades. So like, yeah. All right, you want to take a look at PEB? Alrighty, PEB. And let me just remove all these drawings. So PEB, yeah. So this one has a long-term attractor, consolidated for a long time. So so how many days did it go sideways for? It went sideways for like 140 days. So I don't know how many you guys can do the math. 140 days to consolidate it for. So do you really want to be holding capital for 140 days in a trade? No, right? So if you are in a trade and you see better trades elsewhere, sometimes you just got to make the own judgment call as to, should I exit my trade now, and should I trade the other stock instead because it has more potential? But yeah, PEB, again, nope, not me. again, like I said, this is me. This is like what I trade. If you guys are happy, you know, if you want to trade that sort of, you know, it's kind of, you know, basing out here and it could go up like that, which it probably could. I mean, if that's part of your strategy, then you do that. Like, so yeah, it's not something I would trade because it's not showing something that I like personally. PLT is a stock to hold long term as it has a lot of potential to grow over the years. Yep. So sticky. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you you got a more of an investor mentality. I mean, I trade momentum. I trade off the charts, short term. You know, I trade sharp price action. Yeah. So aren't the markets closed? Yeah, the markets are closed. But I'm trading a daily candle, so you can also see after markets over here. Sweet man, thanks for help. Any recommendations on what platform to use to buy crypto? So basically, yeah, just Binance. I reckon Binance is easiest. I mean, you just use Easy Crypto. So basically, you put your money into Easy Crypto. Easy Crypto puts it into Binance. Then from Binance, when you want to withdraw, you just put it back into Easy Crypto. And yeah, obviously you get hit with the fees on the way, so make sure you're getting a good profit. So that's all good. All right, I better get off the live stream now. Any last questions? Happy to answer any questions at all. Anyone on Instagram, any questions? No? No? Alrighty, got some more likes along the way, thank you. Manage webcam. Alrighty, cool. Alright, thanks guys, thanks for the time. I'm going to cut it right now, so yeah. Any recommendations on what platform to use to buy crypto? Oh, we've done that. Yeah, no problem, Robert. All right, last question we've got. Thoughts on trading US shares versus NZ shares? All right, so the US shares, for me, I had traded US shares and it was quite hard. Like, there's so much algo trading, there's so much like institutional manipulation going on that when you think something's going to break out, and you are sort of using the setups, then it's so easy to get stopped out. And when you get stopped out, then basically, you know, you lose money. And then after getting stopped out, it kind of bounces back. So you're having a lot of, you know, these sort of wicks that, you know, come up. So when a stock is kind of trending upwards, you're like, oh, it's going to break out, and you finally got in. First what happens is you're going to get wicked out, and then you just got stopped out, and then it continues higher. So, and sometimes when you think, all right, it's wicked once, it can even wick a second time, and then it goes higher. So it's like, it's so hard to catch some consistency in the US. I haven't tried it enough. I'll admit, I haven't tried enough. But the New Zealand market is a very clean market. Again, people invest mostly. So for us that are getting into the market trying to trade these stocks, there's definitely potential there. And that's why I do it, because, you know, I trade the NZ market because that's just my, you know, I'm good at it. You know, like I'm consistent. I can make profits, you know, I can talk about it quite confidently, and yeah, so yeah. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Have a good night, and yeah, thanks for watching.